Welcome to Trading Lounge and the Bitcoin report for Friday, October the 1st. So, as we always do, not always, but what we've been doing lately is looking at the bearish count and the bullish count, because there was a good case for both sides, you know. So, at one stage it was looking quite sort of bearish and didn't really quite get to the point that we needed to confirm it bearish, and now it's starting to look rather bullish, and it is starting to confirm the bullish move, so that's interesting. It's sort of flip-flopped around a bit, but on the bearish side I have to say it never really breached a particular low that we could, confirm it being bearish. So I thought that was sort of interesting. It really came down to the wire, almost splitting hairs in a way. So we'll go back over it as the top here at the 65,000, which is, I think, worth noting, which is a medium level. It's halfway between 50 and 80. There, medium level's always halfway between two numbers, so 30 and 50 and 40. So yeah, we're looking at an A wave here, or even wave 1, B wave, and then because we've got 5 waves over here in this count, then after an ABC correction we'll look at 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 down for wave C. So we need to go in and have a closer look. We've got wave 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 here, and we're looking for 1 and 2 in here again to take us down into the third, because in the third wave there would be 5 waves there. So we're looking at this being 1 and 2 in here, and let's see. So on the 2-hour chart we've been working, so let's just see if we can, what we can do here to keep our bearish count. So we could look at wave 1 here, and then ABC for wave 2. I never liked the 2 here, and I said it at the time, and the reason I didn't like it is because the time that it took for the ABC correction in line with wave 1 just didn't add up, Wave 2 is normally simple and sharp. Yeah, so didn't really quite sort of play out like that. So kind of reminded me more of a B wave in that regard. Still, the move down through here came quite sharp as well. Not as sharp as wave A here, or wave 1, but sharp. Not like a C wave, but it was slower than that. So that's one thing. But we looked at it as wave 1 here, and then wave 2, and then wave 1, and ABC for wave 2 here, and then down for wave 1. And we could look at it, this is roughly just above here, so we could look at this down for 1 here, we could look at this back as wave 2 here. Technically we can put, I like to give everything a really good chance, so technically we could also look at this wave 1 here, and if I just remove that for a moment and look at this as the A wave, the B wave, and the C wave up here for wave 2, as long as it doesn't breach that high there, it's okay. But I have to say it's a little bit tricky to, I could look at that as wave A and B here, but wave C would need to go here, and this has breached that top there at that point. That's what's kind of confirming as bullish. Now, in some markets like Total, which is the total market, that product, the Total, it also had that as the low, and had this a little bit higher actually there, but on Ethereum it's actually dropped a little bit lower, so it's a slightly different count there for that. So we need to be a little bit mindful of what Ethereum's doing in that case. I won't look at that now, but yeah, so I have to say with the bearish count here is that it's not looking so bearish at this point, because of simply taking at that top. There's 5 waves up there, and there's 5 waves up there. So either wave 1 and 2 and 1 and 2, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever. Taking at that top kind of takes away the bearish edge. So to a point, we're also looking at all of this pattern here looking at it as a triangle pattern as well, so we can just have a bit of a look at that as well. Bit of a long shot, but an A wave coming up here, we can just bring in a bit more data. So wave A here, an A, B, C for the B wave, and then the C wave in 3, and then the D and the E here for wave 4, wave B. I mean, for wave 4 it didn't really make much sense, but anyway, we're just shooting the breeze here. But once again, in this case here, if we look at this, we're looking at it as an A and a B and C wave here, then it's not such a good fit because we take out that top there. But like I say, Ethereum took the low out here on this one, but total didn't. So that could be a bit of a game changer. Obviously, yeah. So we just got to sort of see how we go. The other good point here, I have to say, just while we're here, is 40 is the medium level. Then we've got the minor levels 1, 2 and 3 that make up group 1, and normally when we get support on top of group 1 here, then it will push the market up to the next level, which is the 5. Don't need to worry about that trend line there too much. So yeah, as a triangle pattern, it's probably not there unless we bring the wave B over to here and look at it, something of this nature here. We could look at it like that maybe. Probably not very nice going up there, but corrective there, so that means that that top will be taken out. Don't know, can we look at the triangle like that? Anyway, we'll just continue to work on that, but yeah, let's just have a look at the bullish count. So we don't need all of that. So the bullish count keeps wave 4 in play as wave 3 here with an A and a B and a C is an expanded flat. Pretty long wave C for that, but we'll just keep that there for the time being. And looking at wave 1 here with an A and a B and a C for wave 2. And let's go in and have a look at that. So on the 4-hour chart, got wave 1 here with an A and a B and a C for wave 2. This is our, our support line through here on the 40 there, but whatever, it's all sort of much same. And then looking at this as wave 1 here with an A wave, an A and a B and a C wave here, and then down for the C wave. So an A and a B and a C. Kind of funny really, that there, all of that there is kind of like all of this. With those sharp moves, that sharp move down here. And then the B wave. That little top there is kind of like that top. Anyway, yeah, so I was really bringing it down to the wire in a way, because we were looking at this particular low here, needed to stay in place, and yeah, so it's pushed up quite nicely. How does that trend line run through there? That's what's holding it there at the moment. That's why I wonder why it was a bit sort of jaggedy there. It's being it's being pinned down in a wrestling match. So let's continue to move in. So wave 2 with wave 1 here, an A and a B and a C. I'm not that happy with the ABC here. It's rather huge again for the length of wave 1. So we're not out of the woods yet, do you know what I mean? But there is a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel for the bullish folks, because if that's the low there, we can look at this as 1 or 2, and this is definitely 5 waves in that move there. So just the simple fact of taking that top out there, that takes us past this being an ABC pattern here. It could be 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 here, all that sort of stuff. Yeah, so that's the first little bit of ray of sunshine for the bullish camp. And the point that it's sitting on 43, it's got back up there to develop some sort of support there, is fantastic. The support kind of gets confirmed when it makes new highs, you know, so it has made a new high above here, but it's being pinned down from that trend line. You can see way up yonder up there. But hopefully one of the next step along the line would be to see, we've had, in a way, we've had the to the trend line, the arrival, the reaction, and what we need to see now is we need to see the first high above there, and it will come back and check it. And it may even check it twice, but I always say that, but once is normally the case, but just in case of stops and things. So basically it needs to find that trend line, or another way to look at that too, I guess, would be using the 44,000 there as the support. We could look at both of them, you know, understanding both of them is good. So yeah, it looks like we're going to push higher. Now, how do we count this? Do we count it as, this is what I'm not sure about, we could count it up here as wave 1, maybe we'll take it to the 45,000 area, I'm not quite sure, but then we don't have wave 2 here yet either. So we could look at it as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 here, and then going up for 5, and then the ABC pattern. So that's one way we could look at it. We could also look at it as wave 1 here and 2 here, and then look at, well, it looks more like a wave 3 here, doesn't it? So I think that we should probably just go with that, because sometimes we can get the situation where we get, you know, where we get a nice 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we get the other one where we get sort of 1 and 2 here, and then 1 and 2, and then 1 and 2, and that kind of building process, you know, then it really takes off at that point. So, but I think we got the first one here based on that third wave there, but there could certainly be a wave 1 and 2, but we just go with that bias for the time being, and we'll see how we go with that. We will go to the tick chart now and just check on these things. So yeah. Obviously we've talked about being long here as well, so in being long here, then this is a bit of an overshoot pattern, but the trade would come down, would take it off the top here, and then the second one, and then the third one, and then the fourth one, and then the fifth one here. So looking for those tops there coming down there. So that's the trade at that point. You may have done it differently, it doesn't matter, and I didn't buy there. I mean, I've put coming onto the tick chart. Yeah, I bought $10,000 worth. I bought 5 here and 5 over here or somewhere. My little dollar signs. Yeah, okay, so from wave 1 up here, an A wave, an A and a B, and the C wave here is 1 and 2 in here, 3 A, B, C is expanded flat, and for 4 and up for 5. So of B wave, and then down for the wave 2 here for wave C. And then I'd looked at it, we'd been counting, I won't bore you to death with all this, but we looked at wave 1 here, and then we pulled this into an ABC pattern for wave 2 here yesterday, or whatever it was. And then we've seen this nice move up through here, so that was very enlightening. So we're above that support level, which is the 43, which is the top of group 1 here. So yeah, this is where we are. How do we count this? I was thinking that this looks like this little move here just for the sake of it. I was thinking that this move here is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then there's 5 waves in that little move, so that's all the third wave. So that's 1 and 2 here, and 3 ABC for 4 and 5, or you could look at that as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. Not too sure, I have to pull it apart, but the point being is that's 5 waves over there. So this will be an A and a B and a C wave for the B wave over here. So somehow we've got to put this in as wave C here. So as wave C here, it makes it a little bit sort of dodgy here, but this made a low over here from this, so probably 1 here and ABC for 2 here, all of the third wave in here, but it doesn't count very well there. That counts okay as a corrective wave, but it came too high over here, and that's not counting that well as a C wave there. So it's a bit of an issue with this, but because we've got 5 waves here, we've got to kind of look at it. Unless we go an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave over here, that's a bit much. It's hard to get 5 waves out of this as well. You can see that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in that length there. Could we look at that as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5? A bit dodgy. So there's a lot of dodginess in all of this. This little move here is corrective, so that high will be taken out. So if that's taken out, then we're going to be testing that high. And as I mentioned before, that trend line comes through on the 44. So if you're looking to add to the positions, just try and figure out when 44 becomes the support, you know, with the classic trading levels pattern. So as far as the crow flies, we could just, we've got to make a, you got to make a stand at some point. So we'll just put this here as wave 1 and 2, but I don't know if that's the case, but that's okay. I've been wrong enough for it not to worry me too much. So we've got to build an impulse wave case out of that. We probably could build it from here, you know, that's probably what it is. It's funny how things pop out at you. We know the difference between right or wrong, or sometimes we don't know it, but we can certainly feel it, unless we're hardened. Okay, so maybe like that. Anyway, if you've got any ideas, shoot them across. I mean, getting support on group 1 here, it probably doesn't mean a lot to most people, but to me it's sort of like it's everything, because what it does is it separates, in psychology terms, which psychology to me is of course how people think, but in the reality of that, I see it in the volume, and in the volume I can see it in the price. So it severs us from being pulled back to this number. That's what the 3 does, and it sends it up to the 5 at that point. So be long, be strong. Okay, I'll leave it at that. I don't like this wave 2 though, I have to say, but anyway, I've said that before. But apart from that, there is a little bit of light there for the bulls. So the bulls will have, I mean, most of the folks are long anyway, aren't we, in all of this, you know, very few of us sort of are on the short side of it. So most of us are hodlers, so it's going to be a happy weekend for most. Let's see if it can keep it up. Okay, cheers.